What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, continuing my 2021 year-end top 10s as we look at my number 7 super middleweight in the world right now at 168 pounds, the former two-time champion Anthony Dirrell of the United States. Dirrell was number 7 last year, so he pretty much stays in the same position. He didn't fight at all in 2020 as he was, COVID hit, and he was still recovering from the loss to David Benavidez, where he lost his title in September of 2019. So finally, after almost a year and a half off in February of this year, he would take on Kyrone Davis in February and was looking to get right back in the mix with a big win. And it ended up not being the night that he wanted, as he went in there and he struggled against Davis mightily and came up short, but didn't lose the fight. The fight went to the scorecards, and he would come up with a draw in a fight that a lot of people thought Davis won, but Dirrell walked away with a draw and was able to, not salvage much because he was highly criticized after that. But, Dirrell just gonna fight whenever he's gonna fight. Wasn't interested in a rematch in November on the Canelo undercard. He actually got co-feature spot, surprisingly. He took on some guy named Marcos Hernandez and dominated him with a 4th round TKO as he, impressively knocked him out, and, leaves people to wonder if he still is, a threat at super middleweight. But heading into 2022 now, his stat line, again, I said he was number 7, so he stays in the same spot. 37 years old now. Where does he go from here? This is, in my opinion, this is his last run towards a title, in my opinion. So it needs to be, because he's getting up there in age. He is, overall, he's 34-2 with 2 draws, and he has 25 knockouts, so still can bring the punch, packs a punch, and he's a WBC's number 5 contender. So, Dirrell, I've always felt, was a very solid contender in super middleweight, but he wants to cherry pick his way to a big fight. He doesn't really want to take on, kind of mid-level fighters to get to the top-level fighters. He'd rather fight low-level fighters and wait for his title shot. So I'm really not sure what kind of a big fight Dirrell can get in 2022 outside of fighting the other PBC guys. And, there's Jose Ustadegi might be an option for Dirrell. That would likely move him in position towards a final eliminator or world title shot. But, Canelo holds all 4 belts right now. And I don't think the WBC, which is the highest ranking governing body that Dirrell's in, the WBC is not keen on having its champion fight mandatories very often. And they're not even going to force Canelo to fight Benavidez yet. So Benavidez, but of all people that's going to get a crack at Canelo before the end of the year, it would be Benavidez. Benavidez beat Dirrell, and he's a number 1 contender right now, and he could be fighting for the interim title against David Lemieux. So where is Anthony Dirrell going to go? Really, the only strap that he could fight for right now, most likely, and it'd be an easy fight to make, would be against David Morrell, the undefeated secondary WBA champion. Would he want to take the risk and fight a guy like that in his next fight? I'm not sure Dirrell wants to do that. But all that being said, Dirrell could really fight whoever he wants. At the end of the day, he really could. He could fight, he could fight somebody good. He could, but we just, if he wanted to, because he has a name, he's a veteran, he's probably looked at more now as maybe a glorified gatekeeper. He's still a contender, but guys would look at him like, hey, I could beat this guy. So that's the thing. We really don't know what Dirrell's interested in doing. I'd like to see him in there against a boatload of guys, at super middleweight, but is he going to be willing to fight those guys? That's the big question. The PBC has fighters, but Dirrell just doesn't seem interested in taking on those guys to get to the big dogs for the title. And I just don't know what kind of year Dirrell's going to have. He's probably going to, and In my opinion, if I had to say, I'd probably say he's probably going to fight once this year, you know, for sure. And I don't even know if it's going to be against a legitimate top 10 fighter. Excuse me. I'm leaning towards not likely. He'll probably fight once to try to keep his ranking and hope for a title shot to present itself heading into next year, you know, and I just think that's a mistake. You know, I think Dirrell needs to stay busy, test himself, and see what he can do, but we'll see what happens. But that's what I got on my number 7 super middleweight in the world right now at 168 pounds as my 2021 year-end top 10s continue, the former 2-time champion Anthony Dirrell. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.